Okay. Everything's looking like it's working. I'm so nervous. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another live stream. I know I look a little different. I look a little disheveled. My coloring's a little... I feel like my camera looks a little fucked up right now, and it's because I have moved. I'm in a new space, and I think that it's time to be honest. The background's fake. Let's show it off, shall we? I'm honestly proud of how it's looking right now. It's not complete. I still have some stuff I need to move around, some stuff I need to move in, but I want to do a quick reveal. And then I'm probably going to put this back up because we use it for the other parts of the stream, but let's see. Check this one out. Yeah? See what holds up the green screen. Pretty nice, right? Got some collectibles. Officer Frank. We got Domo. Come on, everybody loves Domo. My cat is underneath the desk going crazy, but here, I'm gonna look this back up now. I'm really hoping the internet isn't bad either. Oh, okay. Back in the office. Back to work. You got to see my cutoff shorts that I'm wearing. I just realized that my something else is I need to set up real quick. Chat to there, and this is how I measure it. There we go, and we're good to go. But yes, sorry, you might not have been able to hear me on the mic when I was standing up, I'll be honest. How far does this go? To there, that works. But yes, we're back again for another stream. I guess it's... I'll be honest. I know what I missed. I know there's a whole lot that's been going on. The music is so loud, I'm sorry. I'm just going to stop it now. Sorry, that was a bit too loud for me.
I got a subscriber!
Here's to a year with the Cap'n. Clinking glasses emoji. Thanks.
I'm giving you a big cheers for that one. Thank you so much. Oh, I thought I set everything up. I'm in a new space. Things are different. Sitting at the same computer I've always used. Thank you so much for the 12-month Memby. That's so beautiful. Music is too loud, way too loud, but it's fine. But yes, I'm in a new spot. The internet, I'll explain my old internet situation. Anytime anybody would just be like, "Hey, why don't you call your provider? Why don't you do this and that?" There was a very limited amount that I could do because I lived in an apartment complex that had a shared internet. Okay, dude, you can cut this out. Give me this. Thank you. You can go away now. Thanks. Gonna put that in there. Here, do you want to say hi to everybody? Guess not. He's mad. He's mad because I took away his bag that he was ruffling around with. But yes. My last place didn't have... Sorry, you like that I'm bouncing? Yes, I shake my leg a lot. I'm nervous. I'm really afraid this internet is just going to cut out. I have my modem right here, and it's looking like it's doing all right, but we just set it up. So, like, everything is, like, very much brand new. In my last place, we had a connected internet between all of the different apartments, which is really weird and stupid, but it was like a fiber line, so I had super fast internet, but then sometimes there would just be huge outages or drops and stuff that would just be across the entire complex. But we're not having that issue anymore because we have personal internet, so just need to deal with the issues that come from that. But yes, the cat is out of the bag. And I have to say, it was like it's like when you're a kid and you miss school and there's like a big fight and they had like a pizza parade and a bunch of crazy stuff happens. That's how I feel with having missed these last few streams. And I guess I should start by saying rest in peace to Oliver Tree. It genuinely was so surprising. Before I was able to get internet hooked up, I did not have any type of internet connection. I wasn't able to get on any social media, do really look into anything to get the streams prepared. And I was kind of like, oh, what am I gonna see? Like what's going on in the world? Oh, I feel so closed off. But then it's the first thing I saw, it was like 8 a.m. and I went to the store and I was like, oh, I got better connection over here. Let me see if I can use my service. And first thing I see, Oliver Tree dead at 32. And I think one of the saddest things that people aren't realizing either is his birthday is at the end of this month. Like, he was going to turn 33 at the end of this month. His birthday's like 5 days after Ethan's. So I think everybody should definitely celebrate in his honor, because I feel like that's what he would want. I've seen a bunch of stuff coming out, different narratives that are being spun. I don't think it's fair to try and, I see so many conspiracy theories already, and I think it's kind of disgusting, especially because it's like there's the man none of them have even had time to rest in peace, and people are already sowing conspiracies about, oh, it's Atlantic Records and they did this, and who knows, maybe, but maybe get a little bit more information before you just start throwing out these wacky conspiracies about things that are actually affecting people's lives. And yes, and looking on the Reddit the last 2 days, a lot of people have been posting the different instances of Oliver on the H3 podcast that they didn't really talk about as much, like Oliver with his mom. And I think that's the thing people aren't. I honestly, from what I've seen, I feel like Oliver might not have siblings, because the way he's talked about it, he always jokes about different siblings that he has. So it makes me wonder if he is an only child, which then makes my heart go out to his parents even more. I opened YouTube. First thing was a community post from Nathan. I thought it was a very unfunny joke at first, but by the end of the message, it was a little too real and I had to look it up. So sad. Yeah, the conspiracy theories are so annoying and disrespectful. Yeah, it's very odd, because it's like, I understand, people, because yeah, it's disrespectful. I think that's the best way to say it. I don't know. I get that people might think that they have good intentions or something, but it's just not. It's just not at all. Sorry, I'm pulling up a couple things. We do have a few. I do have one video that's new ish from Oliver Tree. That was Oliver Tree on Therapy Gecko. I recommended it yesterday. I think yesterday when I couldn't stream, but I didn't want to check it out just to just for those who didn't, and because I think some of the stuff he said was just so interesting and touching, and in hindsight, very, very interesting. Sorry, I half pulled things up, and I need to just make sure these are. Oh, and then I wanted to talk about this too. Sorry, I guess I'll talk about Oliver Tree first. We'll get through some Oliver Tree stuff just to talk about kind of some things I noticed and some things that I wanted to touch on that I thought were very, very beautiful. This was one of them. Someone posted this one, and the one thing that I thought kind of, why am I what's happening? So small. There we go. But my one of the things that kind of got scanned over was Olivia said that Oliver texted her happy birthday every year. And like I've seen it now from the Masai Boys, Steve-O said it. It seems like everybody that he like made some type of connection with, he stayed in contact with like fairly closely. And that's why I'm saying again, like I feel like people should celebrate his birthday. Um Everybody go scooting. Hop on your scooters. He was a really genuine dude and will be greatly missed. I can't stop thinking about him. I think the saddest part is he was a great creative and a great just creator in general. But I think that he had finally, and I think in this Therapy Gecko episode, he had very much started to come into his own skin and kind of become he was starting to show the man that he was becoming. And obviously before he was playing a lot of characters and you didn't see a lot of who he was, but you know what I'm saying is you got to see a lot of that more put forth. And I think that I wish that we would have been able to see what that kind of came to eventually, because who knows. And I've seen some different things, like who knows what other works he has, in the vault. But there's always issues with releases. Didn't they say Juice WRLD has he has 30,000 tracks ready to be released? But yeah, definitely very sad. But this one from the Masai Boys was very interesting. Nobody can say he has settled anywhere. Nobody can say he has settled anywhere forever. Only the mountains do not move. Oliver came to visit us with an open mind and an open heart. We wanted to create a special experience for him, but in the end, he was the one who created something special for all of us. These pictures will tell more than words ever could. Everywhere we went, he left behind a trail of laughter, joy, and kindness. He treated everyone, big and small, with love, respect, and genuine curiosity. We are proud to have shared our culture with him and grateful to have become a beautiful part of his memories. Oliver often told us that this was one of the most meaningful experiences of his life, and no matter how busy he became, he never forgot to check in on us. In the Maasai tradition, we say that a person's life is not measured by how long they stay, but by the people they help, the lives they touch, and the memories they leave behind. Your journey has now come to an end, good friend, but the laughter, kindness, and memories you left with the world will remain. Rest in peace, warrior. And it's one thing that now that my grandma's getting older, she's been saying something a lot more recently. She's always said this. When I was a little kid, apparently I told her, "Grandma, we're making memorable memories. We're making memorable memories." So now she tells me that a lot, and she's in her 80s now. I think she just turned 80. Or oh no, I'm such a bad grandson. But you get what I'm saying. She's getting quite older in age, and I think that the idea of memories is um important. And I think that in modern day we're able to like contain those memories in ways more tangible, through photos and videos and writing, and all these different things are ways that we can actually create uh to like hold on to our memories more meaningfully. And I feel like it's important to kind of be present in the times that you have, to be able to appreciate them later on, because so often we just take everything for granted and let our days pass us by, when every little conversation that we have can be life changing. They might not be, but they can be. Hold her close. I miss my grandparents very much. Yeah, it's one of those things where um when you get to a certain age, you start to see that, or when you see certain people in your life start to reach a certain age, I think that for me, it's like obviously there is a sadness, and that sadness will hit different when when times come. But I try my best to, again, it's like hold on to those memories and not let any type of like bad instances overweigh that, because I feel like there are times when people get older, they start to look back on their memories and they become sour. Oh, my dad, we can't throw the ball the way that we used to. We can't, this or that. There's those little things that I think people sour on when they can look back on them more fondly and hope to pass them on, you know, later on. Starting to feel better. The pod yesterday helped a lot, but I'm tired. Trust me. In the process of moving, I moved, had like, was stressing out about, because I was like, I need to stream. I got stuff I needed to do. The 2 days no streaming was really like, ugh. But then also going to work, working while moving and getting all that situated. Everything's just been a whole lot. It's been a lot for me. But and then sorry, I guess I should have added, then on top of that, all of this like news, it became very emotional for me. It did. I'm not going to be it was the first artist that I ever actually started like welling up thinking about, because I saw his career form from like Vine. He was like a Viner to start and created this character that then became himself, Oliver Tree, and then, did so much with. And I think for me, it was like he's a great inspiration for somebody that was able to break the mold and do something completely different and unique, and be his own person in a way that so few people really do. And I think that it's not just commendable, but inspirational and truly a legend. And I agree. Rest in peace, Warrior. But the one thing I was going to say is, yeah, it was just the the ways that it seemed that he was in connection with all these people, with Steve-O, and the way that somebody is, seemingly small. I'm not trying to be rude, but in the grand scheme of things, somebody like Olivia, a worker on the podcast of like a friend of his, that seems like somebody that should be more secondary, but he cared about like how she was getting on. Oh, she's going to school. Oh, she's doing that. It's like, I don't know. It's so interesting also that he seemed to be such a wacky, crazy guy doing all these like insane things, but also seemed to be like to seem to have such direction that I think like is very like lost in so many people, and especially for somebody that had recovered from doing drugs and doing things. Just like, I obviously there's a lot of recovered drug addicts that that kind of flip around and kind of do a full 180. But I don't know. It just it's very interesting to me, just the type of person that he was, looking back on it in retrospect, and also looking at all of the ways that he talked about death and talked and saw it for himself. And I think that that's all. Oh, well, look who's here. Would you look at this? Wow. You look what I have here. What are you doing? What do you got to say? Come on. Talk a bit. Nothing more? Nevermore. The Raven speaks. Nevermore. Okay. Okay, you can go. No, my headphones. Please don't tell me you just fucking broke them. No. No. Oh, this will be horrible if they're broken. Fingers crossed this works. No! Is anything working?
What's popping?
Okay, that's connected. Bro's in a mood. What are you doing? Why are you trying to get on the window right now? What is wrong with you? One sec. Let me help. Let me help him real quick. There, go. Up there. Go. Better. Barely even fit right there. He likes to sit behind the blinds, like on the window. You know, like cats do, but it's so small. Yeah. You know, just some cat chaos real quick. Something light, something light. But here, I really just wanted to, here, I'm going to just really skip to the part, I think. I think they did a good job, at, honoring his legacy and what they showed yesterday on the podcast. And so I don't want to spend too much time just going over all of his accomplishments. I really do just think if you are interested, go back and listen to some of the interviews he did, because a very interesting person all around. Well, where was it? I think this one.
Basically, if I died tomorrow, I would be like, that was a good fucking run.
Totally, yeah.
It was epic. I don't regret anything. I did it as best as I could. I made tons of mistakes. I'm only human. I'm not perfect. But I did everything I could have tried to do. I don't feel like I was intentionally being negative to anyone. I didn't ever try to.
And that's what, well, sorry, I kind of jumped straight into it. I thought the clip, I thought that timestamp might maybe start a little bit before he just says it immediately. But I think that's one thing is, as long as you're trying your best, hold on to that. You know, if you're trying your best, I'm proud of you. And you can remember that.
To go hurt someone in a
Sure.
way, you know, I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in violence. But beyond that, even just, I've just put out as much positive energy as I can. Obviously, through trolling and different things like that, there's sometimes negative energy vortexes and sometimes people want that, so they bring it out of you.
What kind of negative energy vortexes?
Just people, you know, it's just like trolls. And when you're around other trolls and their whole thing is to be a troll, then they expect you as a troll to troll with them. But I'm kind of at this point in my life where I'm kind of over it. I'm like, that was fun. And I
see, and Oliver, the thing that I always appreciated about Oliver Tree is he was he was a troll in the best way. Like, he was a troll that was willing to push boundaries without overstepping like immensely, because trolls in nature are trying to make themselves giddy and trying to make themselves laugh. But you could tell that Oliver Tree was trying to, you know, appease the audience in a sense. And, you know, some people might dislike that style or whatever, but like he said, it obviously never came from a place of malice. And I could tell that that's kind of why he started to shift at this point in his life. I'm still shaking. Sorry.
still like to dance around in the line of where is like fantasy, fact, and fiction as a performance artist. That's the most interesting place to
There's
play.
a lot of like, I mean, like I saw like Tim Heidecker has kind of gone on that arc where like for a while it was like every interview he did was like a
Yeah, exactly. It was never harmful, and it came from a different place. That's exactly it. It was always just from a place of wanting to make people laugh and wanting to be humorous in an like avant-garde way, you know.
joke, and now he's somehow like kind of merged like sincerity and jokiness and stuff without like giving up what made him jokey.
Yeah, I always felt like as an artist, and I'm sure most people can relate with this, but you don't feel like you're enough. And when we're rolling with the camera, I'm like, it's not enough. If you want to see a normal guy, you could just go hang out with your friends and watch them and talk to them. So I think, and I'm friends with other artists, like some really amazing artists, and some of them are like one guy specifically who's an incredible painter, who I'm a big fan of, and I've been a fan of for a long time. And he just says, Oliver, you're enough. And, you know, of course, someone could tell you that, and that doesn't mean it registers to you. But for once in my life, I felt like that the real guy was actually more interesting than any character I could come up with. And I'm like,
Sure.
I'm just so sick of like the shtick and needing to be on this or that. I want to just be myself. I've kind of come into myself, you know?
Do you feel Well, what does that mean
Maybe
to
I'll
be
do this
enough?
too. I like this. You know what we do when we're humans and
We
someone
mirror,
feels uncomfortable?
each other.
It's
Yeah.
so trippy. If you look at that, if you go to any public gathering and your hands go like this and someone else's hands go like this and then you go like this and then
Yeah.
or you look at, you're doing something and you look over and someone's doing, you didn't even notice.
I feel more frog-like when
Me
I do
too.
this.
This is nice. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, there's no.
What was the
There's
question?
no anything. What does like enoughness mean to you? Like, what does it mean to be enough?
Oh, I'm still grappling with it. I still obviously deal with not being enough, but the main thing.
Do you go to real therapy?
I go occasionally. I'm like a fair weather therapist viewer. So I went maybe like 5 times in the last like 12 months or something.
Was it help?
That's better than most people, gotta be honest. But yeah, it's truly just like a beautiful soul and a beautiful spirit, and somebody that seemed to, in their mind, start to understand the world around them on like a higher level. And I could tell that's kind of why he wanted to start becoming more worldly and not just, you know, because a lot of people want to go around the world, do a world tour. I want to bring myself to the world. I want to see how I can appeal to all these people. But it did seem like he was more so trying, you know, like that, like a form of like gonzo journalism or something, like really trying to engross himself into the cultures that he, you know, he went to, really try and partake in all of it.
Full, or were you like,
yeah, it was nice. It's
bullshit?
not how it works. I don't think you.
His characters were so vivid. I nearly felt underwhelmed when he brought his real self forward. That's how powerful his art was. And that's like, it's interesting though to me, because I think that's like the best form of, because people always say separate the art from the artist, and they always say that in the idea of someone being bad, like someone being a bad person, being a criminal, like whatever. Separate the art from the artist. You can listen to Charles Manson's music and it might just be a little bit eerie. But somebody like Oliver Tree, I think you can separate the art from the artist in this way of like, his art is so similar yet so different from the individual, and you can see how the individual is baked into the art that he creates. Like the serious nature and tonality of a lot of his music, that is then like presented in this super exaggerated, over the top, like outrageous way. And I think that that's kind of like an interesting thing to do as well, is kind of have that separation. And I think that that's kind of what he saw, is he needed that separation, because being on all the time, always being not being Oliver Tree, but being that character he created from Vine, being the cowboy, being like all of these things, ended up being just one aspect of the grand like play that he could do, because he is just like a creative in nature.
You just go and be like, yeah, this or that, but it was beneficial. I learned some beautiful things. I'd like to do it more. I think with the non-regularity of my schedule, it makes it challenging for me to have any form of normalcy, mainly, more importantly, any form of structure and consistency. So gyms or different things like this is all very challenging to schedule in when changing like time zones and constantly just entering into a new vortex of things.
Do you have art like do you build habits of any kind? Okay, I'm going bald, and so I've been taking fucking minoxidil.
Does it work?
Well, I don't know, because I'll like do it for like 3 days, and then I'll go off and like do something, and I'm like, I can't live a life where, like, when they're like, you have to take this like twice a day for 3 months, and I'm like, I don't know where I'll be on Wednesday. I'm gonna wake up in some random whatever. I'm not gonna remember to take, like, I'm bad at like doing shit like that, right? Are you bad at like,
for sure,
habit forming?
Super bad, arguably the worst. But sometimes I've been trying to implement good habits, and they're less habits and more lifestyles. But like, for example, finding the right addictions as someone who can easily be a junkie, which I have been in the past, not like the most gnarly, but I've done every drug in the book. You know what I mean? I've done heroin multiple days in a row. Like, I was just playing with fire, just close enough, but escaped it. And I've seen friends who got addicted, got out. I've seen friends who are still addicted, still in and out of jail. And I have friends who have overdosed and died. So I've seen how my life paths could have gone in a lot of ways.
What did heroin? What did it feel like?
I mean, I only did it like
This is what I've heard from anybody that's ever done heroin. You never ask what does heroin feel like, because they have to just go fucking awesome. They say it's like the best feeling in the world. You know, like a warm hug when you're sad. Like it's always something like that. It's like, but then that warm hug is ripped away from you and you're thrown back into a cold cell. And all you're doing is trying to fucking claw away at the concrete walls to try and get back at that hug. That's always the craziest question to ask as like a former addict. What was it like though? What did it feel? How did it feel?
like maybe 5 or 7 times or something, but like the first few times just throwing up made me very ill. It's pretty like
You had some bad stuff, bro.
vinegary, nasty. I never like mainlined it, like shot it up. I just smoked it.
That's how you always start. You smoke heroin first, then the smoking, it stops working. Then you have to start. I think there's something in between too. I think there's something in between smoking it and shooting it up. There's this whole here. There's actually an interesting what's it called? It was like a famous video on YouTube for a while, where it was like, don't do heroin even once. And it was a reading, I'm pretty sure, of like a Reddit post where basically this guy was explaining how he started doing heroin and how it took over his life. And it started as something he just did on the weekends, very small, just to get by, just to, getting high like anybody else, doing something, and you don't even think about it. I remember the first time we started taking THC dabs, and my friend's dad thought we were doing heroin because he was he was an ex-addict. He's like, it looks like you guys are doing heroin. We were like, nah, no, we're not. Don't worry. I don't think he was doing heroin, but he had done drugs before, so he was kind of like, what's going on over here? Maybe more waste while smoking. Smoking and injecting should be about the same. For onset? For like tolerance? Are you sure? I feel like that can't be true. Because like the whole thing of putting it into your veins, that hits the system immediately. That's at least what I've heard, because then what you have to do is you have to start tapping different veins because you get blood clots and stuff. Needles scare me. I couldn't. See, I haven't done too many drugs, but I've known a lot of people that have done a lot of drugs. Like I've known people that have done meth. I've known people that have literally had the experience of like faces coming out of walls and stuff like that. There are fun ones. There are life-changing ones, like people doing DMT or salvia or whatever. And those are different than like party drugs and stuff like that, because I've heard of people doing like these hardcore psychedelics in like party situations, and that just sounds like an insane thing to do to me. I have never injected anything, not even at the doctor. I'm trying to think if I ever have. I've never done like injected a drug, but I'm trying to think of if I've ever had like a medicine that I've needed to like inject myself. Have I ever been taking steroids? No. All drugs are a waste of time, in my opinion. Well, I think in life, all people have vices. And that's kind of the point he's making, is that when you have an addictive personality, your vices take you over. So we all have our vices, whether it's watching TV, smoking a joint, a glass of wine, and you can partake in ways that are healthy and ways that are unhealthy. And I think that, there's for a what might be a poor example, there are people that are, you know, heroin addicts that have done it for 50 years, that are functioning members of society, that live day to day, have day jobs, that understand what they're doing. And that isn't a recommendation to go do it, but it's just to say that different people are made to do different things and are, you know, meant to run their lives in different ways. And I'd never come down on anybody that isn't harming themselves or others in the actions that they're taking. And I think that's like the biggest thing, because it could be a waste of time, but so is, like, you know, a billion other things that we do in our day to day. And if it helps you cope with your day to day in some way, then it's just your vice. I use gel for my testosterone, thank God. But I have trans mask friends who injected themselves. Um, I didn't even know there. I guess I did know there was like topical like that, but I guess I just didn't know that it was. I guess I assumed that it would be more like a like that would be like a temporary thing that you would do in between like a different type of like cycle or something that you would need. I don't know. I don't know too much about any of that, but yeah, I guess that makes sense, because I have heard of like the different forms. Have it go into your skin through osmosis. Osmosis Jones, remember that one? But rest in peace to Oliver Tree. That I think that's where I will leave this for today. We've been going on this topic for a little bit. A great man, a great artist. Go check out this Therapy Gecko if you want to see a little bit more of the person. And if you want to see more of his art, go check out literally the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of content that he has released over the years. All the music videos. I was going back and listening to a lot of his music, and I forgot how good it was, honestly. Even through all the genres that he's done, it was kind of all blended with like a bit of I never know what the correct terms are for like different like techno type stuff, but you know what I mean. It had like synths. He used a lot of synths, but great music. I also didn't know there was a gel until I finally got the green light from a gender clinic to start my HRT. I always feared needing injections, so it was a huge relief. That is a huge relief. Imagine being like you've been doing it, like doing the injections for years or something, and they're like, oh, they're like, you know, doc, I just don't like it. It's just it's not working for me. It doesn't feel right. You know, I end up you know, going and it's like I'm not consistent with it. It doesn't work. You know, there's like all these issues, and they're like, oh well, you know, you could just use a gel instead. In the history, you know, it's happened many times, and that's why you're honest with your doctor. But we have a few Instagram posts here, just a couple to get us started, and then we're gonna talk about this Charlie thing. I'm a little late to the party, I have to say. I'm a little late at this point. Why is this side so dark? I need to like be back. I need to like be back here. I'm too in front of the light. But we do have some Instagram posts ready to go. Do I want to start with this? I think they're mostly music, but so we'll start with this one instead. This one isn't music. Being raised in an anti-SpongeBob household is a lifelong social handicap and low-key abusive. This one goes out to Alex the Fiction. And just to show my commitment to SpongeBob, this is when Alex talks shit about SpongeBob, I pop the trunk and I pull this out. You don't want to see what I got in this. You don't want me to whip out what I got in here. Don't make me defend the Bob. See, I just think it's funny because Alex is the one person that most of the time it's people that go, I wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob. I knew this girl who was like, my parents didn't let me watch SpongeBob. Some of them were like, oh, my parents think it'll make you dumb. They think SpongeBob's stupid and the way that he acts is like gonna make you like, it's not helping you learn anything. One girl told me that her parents thought SpongeBob was gay. Like, not even that, like, oh, it's like saying it like as a pejorative, being like, oh, it's gay. They literally thought the character was gay, and so she wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob. And I think that's like pretty crazy. Sounds empty. You want to try me? SpongeBob was my childhood. Lightly trolling Alex with SpongeBob, you have to. I will say, saying SpongeBob over and over again just sounds wrong. You never need to be talking about it for that long. Here's another grandma story. When I was a kid, this is another story my grandma tells all the time. We were watching SpongeBob SquarePants, and I'm watching it, and she goes, which one's SpongeBob and which one's SquarePants? And I was like, Grandma, it's the same person. That's him. He is SpongeBob SquarePants. This guy right here. Look at that. Pink Bob, purple Pat. What you know about that? Patrick's just like me. What can I say? I'm literally going to get a SpongeBob tattoo, LMAO. He was my entire childhood, and I still watch it well into my 30s. See, I can't watch it now because if I watch it now, I have to go back to like the first 3 or 4 seasons. I think I can watch up to like the 5th season. Everything after that, it feels like brain rot to me. Some of it gets so bad. No, because I think the latest I have is I have an 8 season 8 DVD or something. And I'm pretty sure that one has episodes I don't like on it. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure the best season is like season 5. We talk about SpongeBob every once in a while, and now I'm bringing it up. I also realized this the other day. Maybe it wasn't 5. 4? No, it is season 5. Because that's the one with Atlantis SquarePants, 20,000 Patties Under the Sea. I think that's where it starts getting kind of bad. If I was going to get a SpongeBob tattoo, I'd probably get like a jellyfish, though. That'd probably be my limit. But one thing I was thinking about, we talked about Pixar not that long ago, about like Pixar movies, and people were arguing about like what's the best Pixar movie. I just watched Hopper. I have to say, I didn't like it that much. Who's seen Hopper? Has anyone seen it? I know I got recommended to watch Onward, and I still haven't. I need to go see it. Or I need to put it on. But I watched Hoppers. It wasn't bad. I thought the characters were cute. The animation was good. It's Pixar. But the writing was kind of poor, and they literally did Family Guy style cutaways, and that's when you completely lose me. Hubby and I been wanting to watch Hoppers, but I did hear bad things, so I've been putting it off. I think it's a cute movie if you want to put it on in the background, but I probably wouldn't watch it for a movie night. Like we fell asleep while it was on, and I was kind of just making fun of it from the start because I was pointing out to my fiance, it's like, if you've ever done anything with in regards to filmmaking or script writing, they tell you not to do I forget where this comes from. I'm not gonna look it up. That whole like idea of you don't want to go this happens and it was kind of just trying to build up to the point, like up until the main character became a beaver, it was really just like, okay, let's just keep it going until we can become a beaver. Wally is the best. I think that here was my point, is that I was gonna make. Wally's the best. I'd say Wally and Up. Wally, Up, and Toy Story 3 probably have the best writing. Like the best emotional writing of like any, maybe not any kids movie. There are some other ones that are pretty good. Spirit's a good one. And that brings me to my point that I was going to make. DreamWorks animation is like a million times better than Pixar. Should we make a poll? Am I wrong? Am I right? I need to know. Now, if I had to look, I bet that DreamWorks probably has a lot more flops, but I would also probably assume they probably have more movies. But like if I go back down all the way down here, literally banger after banger after banger, Ants, The Prince of Egypt, The Road to El Dorado, Chicken Run, Shrek, Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron? 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 I'm terrible at reading. Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas, Shrek 2, Shark Tale, Madagascar, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, Over the Hedge, Flushed Away, Shrek the Third, B-Movie, Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar 2, Monsters vs. Aliens, How to Train Your Dragon, Shrek Forever After, meh. Shrek Forever After was alright. Megamind, Kung Fu Panda 2, Puss in Boots, eh. Ghibli clears both. See, but I think that they're different. I do think that they're different. Because I would say Studio Ghibli probably... Well, I guess is the audience base like the same? Like, is it the same age demographic? Because I feel like no. I guess. Yeah, lighthearted films like My Neighbor Totoro are perfect for toddlers. Titles like Spirited Away are better suited for ages 8+, and wartime films like Grave and The Fireflies are strictly for teens and adults. What about isn't Lupin the Third Ghibli too? Am I wrong? Oh no, it's a Miyazaki. What am I talking about? Yeah, no, that's the same age demographic. I guess it just in my head, they're much more I'd say Studio Ghibli is probably S tier, DreamWorks would be A tier, and Pixar would be like B+. You know what I mean? Cuz Pixar in general I'd say are good watches, but I feel like everybody has their one or two favorite movies from Pixar. We want Wall-E too. I don't really like any Pixar movie with humans except for Wall-E. What about Up? Up is good. Up is good, but I will say the human characters are probably the worst part of it. Was Atlantis just a Disney movie? Oh yeah, it's just a Disney production. See, that's where the separation comes, right? That's when we got to talk about all the differences. DreamWorks automatically wins, they have Boss Baby. DreamWorks automatically loses, they have Boss Baby. It kind of works both ways, you know what I mean? And I think that's kind of the issue is I think I've just grown out of it, you know what I mean? Like it's obviously not meant to appeal to me anymore. But I do think that that's part of the issue was or is and always has been when movies aren't trying to appeal to a family audience. Cuz it's like you can still watch these movies on both sides. DreamWorks and Pixar, you can watch these movies as adults, and like my parents watched them with us when I was a kid, and they like these movies. They think these movies are good. But then as we move up the list into the newer movies, it's like I really could not see myself watching it without a kid, and I don't think with a kid I'd necessarily enjoy it outside of just being like, huh, that was all right. Sing might be the objectively most pointless kids movie of all time. Yeah, probably. Sing is pretty bad. Oh, that's that other one, right? Cuz wait. Aren't they wasn't it made by I forgot. Yeah, Illumination. Illumination movies kind of suck, right? Illumination Entertainment. Am I wrong, or is Illumination the one that has like terrible movies? So they just did Super Mario. No, so they did Sing, Secret Life of Pets, The Grinch, and then Minions. That the not that good Lorax, and they did Hop. Not a lot for Illumination. Their legacy really is Sing. They're really trying to come out of it versus or with the Super Mario Galaxy movie. You want to know another movie I just saw recently that I didn't like that much, and maybe I'll get some hate for this, but I really want some opinions. I didn't hate the first Mario. The first Mario? You mean the Super Mario Brothers? It's a blast. This ain't no game. It's a live action thrill ride with Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, and Dennis Hopper. This is my Mario movie. It's a classic. Eye-popping special effects. You can say that again. Buckle up and hang on tight. Oh, Leica Studios. See, they're the one. There's different ones we forget about. They're not the juggernauts. Starring Mario and Luigi Mario, exactly. The classic. Leica? Leica what? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, they win. It is like when you're doing actual stop motion. Paranorman, Box Trolls, Kubo and the Two Strings, Missing Link, and Wildwood. Academy Sci-Tech Award winner and the 6 Academy Award nominations. They have 2 BAFTAs, 1 Golden Globe. Like some booty. You got me. You know, if the Missing Link was like a humanoid that came out and like started talking to people and was like, look, Look it, I'm the missing link. We'd shoot it dead. Everyone would kill it. We'd beat it with rocks. Sad, right? But that's humanity for you. Who did Frankenweenie then? Because Frankenweenie, well, isn't that a Burton thing? Or is that just the original? Yeah, it was Disney and Tim Burton did Frankenweenie. What was the original short on? Because I remember it was on a DVD I had. There's also the original with I'm not talking about the original live action one. Am I wrong? I thought there was an animated short. Why am I getting this wrong? Hmm? Mm-hmm? I remember the live action one. Pretty good movie. Dog dies. Was it the live action one was on the Nightmare Before Christmas DVD? I guess for some reason in my head I'm crossing the wires because I'm remembering both of them, but for some reason I'm then remembering the full length movie as a short as well. That's interesting. Sony also has Spider-Verse. Monster House was Sony? I guess that makes sense. That kind of makes sense. Oh. Don Bluth? Oh, one of the goats. Don Bluth. Sorry, I said it really bad. All Dogs Go to Heaven, The Secret of Nim. Thumbelina. The Land Before Time. And An American Tail. But what I was going to say is this is a movie that I have a big opinion on, and I want to see if anybody else has this opinion. Who here has seen the most recent Mandalorian movie? The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I did not like that movie. I liked going and seeing it in the theaters. I went and saw it with my fiance in the theaters. We got lucky. We saw it the week after its release. We got into a theater late night, the last viewing. Nobody was in the theater but us. It was just me and her, so we were able to sit at the top in the recliners, and we just talked through the whole movie. I thought that the movie was like I was saying before, I thought that The Mandalorian and Grogu had an issue with trying to just get to the point. It was like trying to get to the point too fast instead of building on a story. Because The Mandalorian and Grogu probably could have just been a season of like the show. It could have just been its own season. But instead they wanted to like confine it into this like short runtime. And they like jump from point to point so quickly that it was very it felt very haphazardly thrown together. It felt like there was a lot cut out. And one of the biggest things that I remember was what was it? It was I'm like blanking on it now. There was something specific within like the first 30 minutes where it was the reason he was going on the trip that I had an issue with because it didn't make sense in the plot. Like it just didn't, none of it made any sense. But yeah, I didn't like it too much. Maybe I need to rewatch and take real notes. Tarkovsky, my goat. Tarkovsky is another good one. Watch The Sacrifice from 1986. Great movie for children. I just looked up Tarkovsky. I know you're talking about Gandhi. I just wanted to pull up Tarkovsky. That's Andrei Tarkovsky for those who don't know. I didn't read it fully at first. I just saw Tarkovsky, my goat, and I went, what? Ugh. Sorry. I had to stretch. A recent animated movie that I thought was great is Predator Killers of Killers. Predator Killer of Killers. Predator Killer of Killers. Common Side Effect. I haven't seen that. Oh, I did watch Common Side Effects. I did. I thought it was all right. I don't mind. Or wait, how much of this did I watch? I'm trying to remember now. I watched at least the first 2 episodes. Yeah, I don't remember past that. Okay. Yeah, I only saw the first 3 episodes, I think. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was the best. The animation style was interesting. That was like the reason I started it. For those who don't know, this is Common Side Effects. I'm still working on this new video that I have, this project that I've been doing. Here, I'll just show you guys what I have now. So here's the issue that I've come to. You're all about to go, oh, what? Here's the biggest issue, right? So I'm trying to make a secondary video. Now that I'm in my new place, I'm trying to kind of get myself prepared to start making. Oh no, I'm playing a trailer by accident. I'm just playing the Mario movie trailer. Oopsie, I looked off screen for a second and I'm about to get taken down. I didn't know it was on screen. Please, Illumination, no. But I made, for those who know and those who don't know, I made a video about all of the adult animated series that came out before the year 2000. Here are all the ones that came out before the year 2000. So there we go. So this includes some foreign shows, including Kevin Spencer, El Siguiente Programa, Bob and Margaret, and Robin. Who knows about Robin? That one's actually kind of all right. Kind of weird. And I would say is like a better Kevin Spencer. But look at that. So that's the 2000. That's up to the year 2000, and the video is like I think a little over an hour long. So that's what I have for that. This is how many I have to do for post 2000, from 2000. So this goes from the 80s or the 60s. Yeah, 66 is the last year. 1960 to 2000. This goes from 2000 to 2024 or 2026. Fucking hell. Sorry, my brain's like fried right now trying to get this all set up. So look at how many shows are here. This is how many shows are here. I'm going to just hold it and scroll. Tell me if you see your favorite. Oop, oh no. It's not what I'm trying to do. Can I just hold this then? There we go. Go slow. I'm literally just trying to do a slow scroll and it's just not working. It's literally not. I just want to go. I want to do a little slow scrolling, but you're not allowing me. Okay, whatever. I'll just scroll fast. This is how many it is. So that's the 2000s. Still going. There's some foreign shows from the 2000s. And we've hit the 2010s. Here's all the 2010s. Going through the 2010s. 2010 shows. Then we got some foreign ones in the 2010s. And then we hit the 2020s. The 2020s. All the way up to, oh my God, here. So these ones are coming up soon. There's My Two Cents, Base Ex Machina, Alley Cats, Dang, President Curtis, and Stewie. Ricky Gervais coming out with an animated series this year. Interesting. But yes, how many is it in total, actually? Stewie's getting his own spin-off show. How do we feel about that? Stewie Griffin is getting his own spin-off show. Stewie, he's got his own apartment now. I bet you that's what it's going to be. I would actually probably put money on that. Time to hit up Kalshi. Did I just skip over it? Where is the year 2000? I'm just trying to see how many shows it is. So if I go there to there, oh, I'm so stupid. There to there. God, stop doing that. I'm trying to see how many shows it is because I'm pretty sure it's like almost 1,000 shows or something. That's a grand exaggeration, but 578. So not too grand, but there's probably like, so some of those are filler. It's not counting any of the empty squares, but it is counting like where it says like United States and it'll say like Europe and stuff like that. And when it says 2010s, 2020s. But that means there are probably somewhere around 500 shows that I need to watch before I can get this video done. So I'm trying to come up with more videos that I can do along the way that are kind of a filler for that. But I do really like talking about like cartoons and TV shows and stuff. I've started getting more books too on just animation and art and comic writing and stuff like that. I don't want anything to come from Seth MacFarlane that isn't the Orville season 4. Hey, he's got his own plans. You can't stop Seth MacFarlane. He'll just create something good and then immediately forget about it and create something terrible for like 10 years after that. Here, let's just jump to a random show though and see what it is. I am actually curious. See, when we start getting into the newer ones, they're by people that like I've heard of before, and then that's lame. I want it to be weird, wacky, something that I've never seen this. Let's go from Pelswick from Canada and China. Oh, I have heard of this actually. I've seen this before. Anybody heard of Pelswick? Anybody a big Pelswick fan? Let me know. It's about a kid in a wheelchair, I think. Bro, no, not Pelswick. I just clicked a random one. I thought I hadn't heard of it. See, some of these are just, I pulled this from a list. I wrote them all in my, like, well, I didn't write them all. I actually copy and pasted a lot of it. But like some of these do not fit. Like Total Drama, I would consider a teen animated series. I don't know if I'd consider it. And I guess it is. They just don't reference anything that would be too adult. If anything, they're just kind of like when they do reference something, it's usually an innuendo more than anything. Father of the Pride. Late at night, I was trying to explain Pelswick to my husband years ago. There's just all these shows out there, and like people have these weird memories of them, and I think that that's kind of like one of my interests isn't I don't even have necessarily an interest into, like, I do. I was about to say I don't have an interest into animation. I do a lot. But I think more than that, I have a big interest of people and like the reasons people make stories and like the types of different stories that people develop over time. Like something like this just looks hilarious. Father of the Pride, is it about like a family of lions that live in Las Vegas? A computer animated series may feature this computer animated series may feature anthropomorphic animals. Oh, okay. Sorry, continuation. I have to continue that sentence. This computer animated series may feature anthropomorphic animals, but it is certainly not for the little ones. CGI effects meld with celebrity vocal talent, including John Goodman and Carl Reiner. For this comedy about a pride of Las Vegas lions and its animal friends, including a gopher, an orangutan, and a flamingo. In addition, Las Vegas showman and the big cat advocates Siegfried and Roy get the animated treatment. Wait, Siegfried and Roy get what? So odd. The show relies heavily on satire, strong language, black comedy, and crude adult humor in its jokes. Can't believe I know all of these shows you keep bringing up. See, there are a lot. I haven't heard of that one. See, that's the thing, is I keep looking through them, and I have heard of most of these ones. I didn't know most of the ones, not most of, but I didn't know quite a few of the ones from before the 2000s. Like there was some like Spicy City and stuff like that, I think are kind of interesting. What about Rick and Steve, the happiest gay couple? Rick and Steve, the happiest gay couple in all the world. Based on Q. Allen Braca's short film of the same name, the stop-motion animated sitcom follows the not always happy but proudly gay lives of couples Rick and Steve, Chuck and Evan, and Dana and Kristen, who interact with one another and their other friends in a gay ghetto of West Lahunga Beach. Or Lahunga Beach, sorry. Adam and Steve? You know, that's what they wanted to call it. They probably got a little bit of backlash. When I was in high school, my autistic ass totally fixated on obscure cartoons. I even had an art ask blog for the Canadian cartoon Seven Little Monsters. See, I think for me, it's just interesting to see, like, especially with how much slop has come out. Like, there's definitely some gems out there, right? Like, you have to search for them. Yeah, I thought this is what this was. See, I've heard of this before. So, The Life and Times of Tim. I haven't heard of The Life and Times of Tim, but I have heard of 10-Year-Old Tom, which are definitely by the same creators. Showtime set for half hour. Huh? No? Oh yeah, it's Tuesday. I forgot. They might actually start on time. European mind cannot comprehend. Europeans go crazy for American food. World Cup. H3 After Dark number 72. Coming up soon. The Drinky Crow Show. Pelswick is a kid's cartoon and definitely not an adult animation. LMAO, you could remove it from this list. Thank you. Yeah, see, because when I added this, what I did was there's basically my plan was I went to a Wikipedia page. There's a Wikipedia and then there's a, I can't remember it. like the other wikias. I forget which specific wikia it is, but there's like 2 different wiki pages that have adult animated series. And I was having this issue before. Some of them are definitely not adult animated series, and some of them aren't even animated series series. So I was like, I'll take some of them off as I do it. And I was thinking maybe I'll go back later and like try and update the Wikipedias so that they have like proper, because like some of them have incorrect start dates. Some of them have improper like creators listed. Like a lot of it's a little fucked up. But yeah, so that is that. Since they're supposed to be starting in 30 minutes, I guess we'll get on with what I need to be talking about. Just a little bit of an aside about animation, because I was thinking about the DreamWorks Pixar debate. Here, I'll make that a fun poll real quick. Those are going to be our 2 options. Who has better movies? I think that's a fair question. Pixar or DreamWorks? Who has better movies, Pixar or DreamWorks? Here, I'll do what Tamara said because she's right. I don't care. For those who just want to see the results. And this all started from a little bit of a talk about SpongeBob. But instead of SpongeBob, let's talk about DuPont Pavilion. I like to bring y'all new information on every post, even if it's the same song. So this time, I'm going to explain why the cover art is from Mario Galaxy. As a kid, space did not interest me. I was just a product of my parents' pragmatic opinions at that age. And space didn't solve world hunger or homelessness. It feels weird to say that a video game changed my opinion, but it honestly did. Mario Galaxy just conveyed the wonder of space to me. The sheer wonder that comes from flying into a direction and having no idea what's there. It meant a lot to me. Also a reminder, this is out on SoundCloud. DuPont Pavilion 4040, produced by Rich Loser and The Lonely Island. Oxydrone plus TYG.
High school they used to call me two stoves, cause most do one, but I could do dose. Feel like baby keep me 2 phones. I got one moving money, I got one moving dope. All pays do coke, I was moving hella geese, white bird for the low. Women love me dog, they love my Jew nose. Women hate you when they see you, they be like you gross. Damn, everybody wanna give me kudos. Well I'm up now, everything's been super dope, I'm a big high school.
DuPont Pavilion, keep it up. Keep up the good work.
High school they used to call me two stoves, cause most do one, but I could do dose. Feel like baby keep me 2 phones. I got one moving money, I got one moving dope. All pays do coke, I was moving hella geese, white bird for the low. Women love me dog, they love my Jew nose. Women hate you when they see you, they be like you gross. Damn, everybody wanna give me kudos. Well I'm up now, everything's been super dope.
He's up now, everything's been super dope. I want to see if he has any other songs. This is literally it.
And in this moment, second stop, and I first. Asheville.
Okay, bitch, monkey child, AVL idol. Sometimes I get down, but I remind myself I'm mild. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I come on the track, I got a million different styles. My money only go in one direction, Harry Styles. It's 2026, the government are pedophile.
Asheville.
This is pre-Malone, you're right.
Asheville.
Pretty good shirt.
First things first, I am not a YouTuber.
You know he's
so I
excited
don't
for the new
do
Stewie
jokes
show.
and I don't. Damn. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, I don't do humor, bro. You made a song called Chud Life. You're a loser. I'm not scared to diss you, cause I know you're not shooting. You're a pussy. Yeah.
Asheville.
Ooh, he's throwing disses. I can't get in the middle of this rap beef. Keep that away from me. DuPont Pavilion, you go too hard. And you're followed by Kino Pro. You guys know how I feel about Kino Pro. He's one of my favorites. Let's take a listen. Instagram's slowing down a little bit. Oh, well, this isn't Kino Pro, but say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo, say Geronimo. You guys know that? You guys know that? Good song. Idahoan rapper disses Weezer for taking down his song.
Fuck Rivers Cuomo, he is a bitch, he had my song taken down. Okay, old man, you cannot handle this, I'm about to knock you out. You really think anyone referenced Weezer trying to go get your clout? I know yo rich ass went to Harvard, so you turn to the cloud. Big Pinkerton, you is a fucking incel, dude. How you make pink triangle and not think that shit weird to you? Fetishizing lesbians and Asians, man, that shit is weird. You is still Caucasian, even if you Buddhist, make this clear. Fuck Rivers.
Granny Smith.
Billionaire.
I need the music, Kino. He sucks. Hey, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Thank you so much for the gifted membership. Heather Kettle 7746. Sorry, I want to make sure I read that right.
Low Kirk genuinely getting to it.
Low Kirk genuinely we're getting to it. Getting to the biz, getting to what needs to be done.
Come on, I need a classic. Come on, they're saying you're trash, Kino. Defend yourself.
I'm the real originator of the way you get your dough. Man, you've always been an imitator, now it really shows. There ain't no limit to the LARPing, best example here is bro. Man, I'm bossing up, I'm Kino, but you still an average Joe. I could never be average, like setting standards, all I know. I'll never be tragic, cause I just go right with the flow. I'm the real originator of the way you get your dough. Man, you've always been an imitator.
Why is it all, it's like all in 180p. Thank you for being here and being you. Means the most, truly.
The GOAT.
God's Computer Band. Okay, I'm gonna give them a follow. I kind of like that. I guess that's it. Okay, now here's a little bit of real music from Dro Band. From Dro. Tap the link to see us live in LA on July 11th. Well, it's a little too late. Or no, sorry, it's not too late. I was thinking it's June. It's not July yet, but here we go. Some people are too brave. Sorry, I forgot I could zoom in so much. Restarting it last time. Some good stuff. Let me see if it's on YouTube real quick. We'll watch the music video because that is super low quality. I was gonna pull up another Instagram post, but for some reason Instagram's been going really, really shitty on me. Not Young Dro. It must be this one. I'll play this for a second while I pull up this next part, because we are going to talk about this whole Charlie situation. I need to show you guys something. If you like that at all, go check them out. They're a tiny band. Their YouTube channel only has 47 subscribers. This video only has 887 views from 4 months ago and 77 likes. Pretty crazy. You guys haven't seen it, but this whole time, Billy Corrigan's just been staring at me. Billy Corgan? However, whatever his name is. He's just staring at me off to the side. But now I have to address a comment that I got, and then we'll get into this Penguin situation. You heard about this guy, Penguin Zero? Who's this bozo? Now, this made me crack up. So this was from 4 days ago when I posted, I'm sorry that I wasn't going to be able to stream. And I said to go check out Lus or Papa Gut for the updates. Because I saw that they were talking about some Ethan. And like literally, I said Papa Gut specifically because Papa Gut had reacted to... let me pull it up. Sorry. Papa Gut had just reacted to the Moist Critical thing. So 4 days ago. And then I posted this 4 days ago because I saw this and I was like, okay, I'll do Lus and Papa Gut because they're both talking about H3 related stuff right now. This person, I'm pretty sure I've seen Webmaster before. So if Webmaster, if you see this, thanks for watching again. I really do appreciate it. Webmaster4531, big ups. But they thought that I wasn't streaming coincidentally when a YouTuber bigger than Ethan comes out against him talking about Charlie. Ooh. And then I replied saying, You think I don't want to soak up those drama views? Like, I'm late now. This is old news. Like, I'm literally going to talk about it, but what is there to talk about? Like, it's already been beaten down to the dirt. Like, there's not a whole lot to say. This internet is screwing up my chances for a big push in the algorithm. I don't get what Webmaster doesn't understand. I think you'd rather keep Ethan happy. That's fucking hilarious. I make jokes about, oh, Ethan watches the stream, yada, yada. I don't think Ethan knows who I am. Even if he has ever like seen the stream just like off chance one time, I doubt he'd even remember it. His memory's terrible. So like, I don't think Ethan knows about me, cares about me. Why the fuck would I care? It means literally nothing to me. So that's just like a hilarious way to start this. But Lus has been ignoring Ethan, instead focusing on bricks and minifigs, and you'll probably do the same. And just this whole thing is so funny because this first part is so laughable, and the second part also doesn't make any sense. Why would Lus cover drama? Lus already covered the lawsuit with Idubbbz. I'm pretty sure he's talked about it. Why would he address Charlie's opinion? Charlie's just some guy on the internet. He's the layman in terms of the law. Lus's opinion should be derived from himself, not just feeding off of the drama. If he decides to talk about it, like, that's his prerogative, but him not talking about it, I don't think is like against his usual conversations. Yeah, he barely remembered that he found Tamara through Oliver. No, exactly. Like, and those are close friends of his. Those are close people that he knows. But so I just thought this was kind of I didn't know what else to say, so I just replied with bruh. Sometimes I think that's all you can really say. And it ended the conversation, it ended the back and forth, so I feel like that was probably the right reaction. Here, let's hit some likes here. But give the thumbs up on that boo too. But but yes, you know what? I'm gonna like these ones too, just because they're so funny. But yes, thank you, Webmaster, for all the fun. But yes, we'll talk about it now because I'm so afraid. I'm scared. I mean, when I first talked about the Idubbbz thing, my reaction, if I'm remembering correctly, was I started the stream by going, Ethan, like, I was kind of like, oh, Ethan's really he's throwing his hat in a lot of rings. I said something like that. I think I literally said that. I said something like that. And it's like, do I think that it's the like best thing in the world? No, he's being petty, and I think on some level justifiably so. But I don't think that it's just like some moral right in this case. I do think in the copyright cases, there is more ground to talk about like the legal ramifications of what could happen if it's not someone as small as Ethan, and if it were like some major company, because in the grand scheme of things, it's like setting a legal precedent in regards to copyright could, which Ethan has said it could, and like maybe I'm just parroting him, but it's like it could benefit creators in claiming their own work to make sure that other people aren't, stealing from them, but then also it stops from people like, that are doing poor reactions from siphoning away viewership from people that are trying to actually put creative input into things. So like, I think that there's actual argument there. The Idubbbz one, I think, is more for a petty reason, but it's a defamation case. Isn't that kind of the point? You know what I mean? Snarkers don't care to listen. Fairly easy to not steal content. I mean, yeah. I mean, a lot of the time I just get bored. We don't finish a video. Then I do because I will say, I think Ethan's lawyer is doing a poor job if all they're trying to argue is the duration argument, because you shouldn't be arguing duration. You should be arguing necessity. And to argue necessity, you would have to actually outline the usage that Denims does in her viewing, because it seems like a lot of it is them hinging on his previous case it specifically outlining that the carve out is only defining for like video usage where you are taking sections of the video to make commentary, not taking the full work. But I would think I was also saying this at one point. I think it would be interesting to argue as well the point that maybe you could even say that you want to avoid even accidental defamation by showing someone's arguments in their entirety to avoid misconstruing it in your retelling. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I watch the content nuke, I need to watch it in its entirety, or else I won't be able to fully and concretely express the viewpoints of the video to denounce them. Like, you know what I mean? I think that that would probably be an interesting like counter argument, but then they're not even, I don't think Ethan's lawyer is necessarily arguing the best if they're because again, I haven't read all of the documents and all of the documentation, but I think that just arguing specifically duration is going to be like a case by case thing, that like based on what the judge thinks, I feel like. You know, Ethan dropped the Idubbbz lawsuit, right? No, I didn't. I did not. So big update. Oh my God. I need to give Webmaster the biggest thanks, because this is a big, is it on his Instagram? Did I miss it or something? Was it on the last episode? Did he talk about it? Huh? Feel like Scooby-Doo right now. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Hoo. Oh, Idubbbz put a new apology out. Really? Okay, let's see it. Actually, I am interested in that. That's more interesting. So here's my take on Charlie. It's Charlie. Am I supposed to care? He's a bigger YouTuber. He shit on Ethan. He shit down Ethan's throat. And now he's shitting on fucking Ned Fulmer too. Ethan and Ned Fulmer are the same. Apologizing to Ethan. No, I did not see this. I'm surprised. My bad. To be fair, I got home last night from work and I just literally went to sleep. We're also out of water. So actually, I lied. I didn't go right to sleep. I got home from work, ate Wendy's real quick, went to Winco, got water, and then went home and fell asleep. Because we were out of water right now, like they're supposed to turn it back on today. So we have to fill our toilets up.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Stoic.
Let's get into it. Yeah, I took Ian's apology. I took Ian's apology as sincere. He said he hates him and thinks he's a bully, and it wasn't court ordered. Ian had free will. True. It wasn't part of the It wasn't part of like some settlement in the like case of Casey Tron, who has already basically like taken back everything she said.
Hello, everyone. I am going to be talking about a very important and heavy topic for me. If you're unfamiliar with the context of any of this, I'll give you a brief rundown. But that is not the main purpose of this video. I do think it's important to share a little bit of my side of the story, but I don't want to take away from the purpose of this video, and that is to apologize to Ethan Klein and his family, especially his kids. Basically, Ethan is suing me for having rebroadcasted a statement made by Destiny on my stream. I did display the very disgusting comment for 40 minutes, and it was wrong. It was a comment from Destiny, and I even said that I don't agree with it, but it sort of highlights how I knew that it was a wrong thing to put out there into the universe and show people. You know, regardless of the point I was making, it was wrong. I was angry and I was like, how do I get this guy to not
honestly, you got honestly, I kind of said I was joking about Charlie a second ago. You got to give him a bit of props because I feel like he might have been the one to kind of push this forward a little bit. Like I feel like he almost might have been the one to get this ball rolling again and get this kind of thing situated. Because honestly, this is a like a good ending. I feel like this was the good ending. We'll see where his streaming career goes. It's not like everybody's all of a sudden gonna flock to him like, you're actually a great streamer now. But like, it's good to see that he is trying to, he's seen the error of his ways, you know?
not clip me, not mock me and harass
Idubbbz apparently has no self-control or introspection. I mean, it's the CTE. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Well, like I'm saying, I could understand on some level. It's like, you know, you're outside of yourself a lot of the time when you get in arguments and you have debates and you're, you know, and then when a third party is able to step in and really reason with you, it can kind of make you step back and look at everything from that perspective instead. So I think that that's probably what happened a little bit here. It's not that I think Ian is all of a sudden a good guy and he's the greatest. Oh my God, he's so nice now. But you get what I'm saying. It's kind of I like to meet people where they're at. That's kind of I think the best way to handle things. And part of that is, again, it's like, you know, sometimes that means being a little harsh, meeting fire with fire a little bit, that controlled burn.
me on his live stream. And two, this guy's a fucking bully. I'm angry. I'm angry that this multimillionaire is silencing people and suing people who have a much smaller audience than he does, and you know, can barely defend themselves. And so I'm angry. I don't like bullies. So I wanted to do something that would have an impact, and you know, without checking in with my.
I don't think Ethan got pressured by Charlie's audience, snark talking point. But to be fair, Ethan said he just wanted an apology during the stream addressing Charlie. Well, I think that's what I'm saying. I don't think that it's like Charlie was like, you need to apologize, you need to do this. But I think Charlie talking to him and saying like, well, he did have skulls sent to his house, like really kind of nailing that in, like, you don't think that's fucked up? Like kind of like from, again, a third party kind of talking to him about this probably had him kind of step aside for a second and look at it from an outside perspective and not be so beside himself that he couldn't do that. Because it's like it's just like, I don't know, it's clearly that he's being like I'm saying with this, if you want to say that the Denims one and Casey Tron and Frogan are also petty on some level, we can agree on that too. Do I think that there's more precedent than the Idubbbz one? Yeah, probably. But again, it's like these things can all kind of exist at the same time. None of them are mutually exclusive. Ethan's a petty bitch. Ian's kind of dumb and also a bit of an asshole. He's willing to kind of try and be better sometimes. And all the while, there's this, you know, sinister, evil group that's trying to burn down Ethan Klein for some reason. He does a lot of bullying for someone who says he doesn't like bullies. Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, though, is I feel like he's just kind of dumb. His bullying's just like shit talking too far. It's the edginess in him coming out. I want this to be sincere. I just don't think it is. Fair.
Myself of whether or not that was a right or wrong thing to do. I justified it in my head at the time. I was like, okay, well, it's not my words. And it's actually said by a really bad guy, Destiny. Not a fan of that.
Dude, how can you put this on YouTube? Yo, let me minimize this real quick. I don't want to fucking... Yo, can I... Wait. 1 second. Yo, what the fuck? I just noticed. Did anyone? Why does he have I guess it's fine. He has the video up on his page. I was gonna block it out. You know what? Just for for modesty's sake, he's got just a naked woman tattooed on his arm, and like some Jugga Joes. They look like implants. The artist did an interesting job. Oh, where is it? I'm just trying to find. There we go. There we go. There. Just gonna go like this.
That guy. It's very clear that it was never the right thing to do. It was a comment about Ethan and his children, and it was disgusting. I said at the time in the stream that I don't agree with it, but still sharing it and broadcasting it to people for 40 minutes, that was an irresponsible and reckless thing to do, especially for parents. Like there are many parents with kids out there who do not want to see that shit, and it's painful. And I'm sure it was extremely painful for Ethan and Hila to read that shit and have it pop up again and again and again. And just because it's coming from a piece of shit guy, and I'm showing it to people like, look what this piece of shit said, it's wrong. It's wrong to do. And
yeah, I mean, honestly, the reflection on that was a good one. That was decent reflection, because what he just said is precisely what he did. Regardless of the point you're making, it would be like, this is like a super far example, but like, let's say you're in like a history textbook of like slavery, and you have like images, of the Jim Crow South or something, and like images of lynchings or something, you know what I mean, in this history textbook. And you're going around being like, look at this, like showing it off to people. Even if you're going around being like, look how fucked up it is, isn't that crazy? That's so fucking crazy. Like, there is still a level of, like, I guess, depravity on your end. I don't know the best way to articulate that, but you get what I'm saying. It's like you're still a bit of a bad person and weird and odd for trying to get a rise in this way. Because it's clear that while you're saying the statement is untrue, you're still trying to get a rise out of Ethan.
I didn't come to this overnight, right? Like, to be frank, I'm angry. I do not like Ethan. I think he's doing a lot of damage to people online. And it changed the way that I was thinking about it. I didn't think about it. I didn't ground myself. I didn't think about, like who is actually being affected in this instance? And Ethan's family and his kids are being affected. I just because I don't like Ethan, I think it's wrong to find an attack vector that is his kids. It's foul. It's not okay. And I think it was wrong for me to use the Destiny screenshot as a cudgel to make my point. I didn't.
Okay, now he's gone too far. He's wallowing too much now. The apologies exceeded the level of sincerity, almost to the point of parody. But we'll give it a sec.
Need to use the Destiny screenshot to make my point. There's a million other ways I could have done it, but I didn't. And I regret that I didn't, and I regret that I ever put that screenshot on my live stream. That's the main reason why I feel like I do need, for myself, for my soul, to own up to this and acknowledge that.
Yeah, see, this is the part where I just feel like there's a bit of, okay. I don't know if I necessarily feel this as sincere, but maybe it's because he wrote it out. Maybe it looks like he might be reading a script or something. So maybe he wrote this down and is like kind of reading like some bullet points or something and trying to make sure he like says it all right, and it's just coming off a bit insincere. But like, to be like, I need to cleanse my soul of this wrongdoing. That, you know what I mean? It's gone past a point. Not a complete failure, but definitely not sufficient. Yeah.
That I went too far. It wasn't okay. Ethan and Hila and their family do not deserve that. At the end of the day, whatever happens with the lawsuit is what it is. For myself, I needed to make it known on the internet that what I did was wrong, and I don't want to be that person. I don't want to behave that way. I want to make content that I'm proud.
You know, it's funny. Look at how many fucking people disliked it already. It's got 10K likes and it's got 4K dislikes.
I don't want to give in to a harassment back and forth online. I want to put my energy into making content that I can be proud of and that I'm not going to be ashamed of because I lost the plot. I want to stay focused. I want to check in with myself and know.
I want to stream harder. I want to get. I'm locking in, guys. I'm locking in.
What it is I want to be and what I want to do and what message I want to spread. And this isn't a message I want to spread.
Isn't Ian in like his mid-30s? And he's like, I want to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. Come on, bro. Get it together.
So I'm sorry to Ethan and Hila and your family. You guys didn't deserve that. I'm going to think about all of this a lot more, I'm sure. But for now, I really do want to just get back to making the content that I want to make. Having said all that, I wish everyone the best. I genuinely want to see a better world, and I do not want to be a contributor to what makes it terrible. So long. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it was both. It was an apology mixed with a washing of hands. You know what I mean? Like, he was kind of just going like, well, that's good for me. Like, that's kind of what he did. It was definitely more for his sake. So they still haven't started, which means I can get to my last topic. My last topic, I realized I should have done this earlier. But my last topic is, who heard about this? So the UFC just had their White House fight on the White House lawn this last Sunday. A lot of memes are coming out of it, of Trump falling asleep at the fight and this and that. I don't see this being talked about too much. Obviously, it's coming up, and I feel like it should be bigger news. This is insane. So DC posted this on Twitter, X, and deleted it a couple minutes later. Real DMs are fake. So Daniel Cormier is the former double champion, light heavyweight champion of the UFC, now commentator, long time, like, what do you call it? Company man, like just a long time in the UFC, working for the UFC, being a part of this whole thing. And here's what he posted. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for bringing this to light. However, I refuse to stay silent. The UFC is a sport that I am deeply passionate about. I will not tolerate this type of insider behavior. Shame on anyone trying to ruin this beautiful event. So this is a message from Eric Trump to Daniel Cormier. Hey Daniel, I'm going to be attending UFC 250 tomorrow. Saw you were casting. Hope to see you there. Yo Eric, didn't expect a DM from you. Excited to meet you and have the family. Much love, brother. Anything you want to tell me about the fighters tomorrow? Who you got winning? You placing any bets? Nah, I'm actually not allowed to bet on any cards or anything. Are any of the fighters injured that you know of? I'm not quite sure why you're asking me this, but I think they're all in good shape. I'll just cut to the chase. Are any of the fights tomorrow rigged? I've been eyeing the Lopez fight, and I think an upset wouldn't be too unrealistic. $sign. And there's some more to these messages, but that's basically the whole. That's all you need to see, right? He just straight up says, I'll cut to the chase. Which fights are rigged? Daniel Cormier is posting these as messages he got directly from Eric Trump. These are coming from his DMs. And he did take it down immediately, so who knows? He's coming up against the president there, so there could be big threats immediately. So I don't give him too much. I don't give him personally flack for taking it down. Obviously, there could be, they could just make it like, oh, it's defamation and it's actually a lie because of AI and figure out a way to throw him in prison or something. That could be, with the way things look in the world, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. So, just a theory. This is just a political theory. But yes, Eric Trump, though, went on to say this. This was his explanation. Oh, wait, fuck. I thought this was the actual thing he said. Eric Trump, yeah, so here it is. We're aware of the fake AI-generated screenshots being circulated online. I have never spoken to Daniel. He has since deleted his post, which confirms it was clearly fabricated. This little part at the end, it confirms it was clearly fabricated. Like, crazy. You just expect us to believe whatever you say. Like, just liars through and through. Liars and cheats through and through. Not even lying through their teeth, just speaking it out with their chest proud, chin held high, because they've made billions and billions of dollars being liars and cheats. And again, how does that make any sense? If they were AI texts, why would DC post them knowing he never had that conversation? Because the tweet was 100% real. So someone sent Daniel Cormier a fake screenshot of his own DMs and he posted them? Huh. It's like that just doesn't make any sense. I've never deleted anything that wasn't fabricated in my entire life. I don't know about you. Especially when I wasn't under a state of duress or anything. What do you mean? Just like absolutely insane. There is no fucking conspiracy. The mods here are not trying to cover anything up. Fuck anyone trying to ruin the sport. Anyone instigating the issue of mod censoring will be banned. Anyone instigating the issue of mod censoring will be banned. This statement could not get more ironic if you tried. Someone posted this. Yeah, this is what happened. Dana White said, delete that shit, you fucking goof. It's just like, I just love that Eric Trump couldn't even come up with a better lie. He literally said, it's AI. Nah, shit was AI. You could just say they're fake. It's much easier to fake text than to get an AI image created of text, right? Like, I feel like any AI you try and get to create a text chain there would be some noticeable errors. Like, at this point, right? Like, that's just me going on an assumption, but I feel like for some reason that would be the case, because it would just be something that I feel like AI wouldn't be doing that often, creating an image of text in like the fashion of text like this. I don't know. But and then Eric Trump says screenshots showing an alleged conversation with UFC commentator Daniel Cormier, which appeared to show Trump asking whether any fights in the White House event would be rigged, were fabricated. In a now deleted post on X, Trump 42, who is the son of U.S. President Donald Trump, said the screenshots were AI generated and fake. This is completely fake. I've never reached out to Daniel. In fact, this is scary, Trump wrote on X. We are aware of the fake. Yeah, that was a different post that he made saying it's scary. Oh, there we go. Cormier, 47, also appeared to deny the authenticity of the post, writing, "Are people this dumb?" With Trump replying, "Thanks, Daniel." So now he's doing coverage too, so never mind. I was giving him some credit for trying to stand up, trying to be a company man and, you know, really stand up for the people, be like, oh, we need to do things right. But it sounds like he immediately folded on it too, and is now like, it's all fake. Everything's fake. Nothing in this world is real anymore. But they have started After Dark, so that's where I'm going to leave it today. I really do appreciate everybody for stopping in. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm sorry for being gone these last few days, and I appreciate the new member today, the new members, and all the returning members, all of the new viewers, returning viewers. You're all amazing. You all mean the world to me. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. This is Cap and Quasar signing off.